I've been to so many different public land places that I've gotten them all confused. Like the first probably 18 months, it'd be like, hey, we're going to go down to here. And I'm like, which one's that? I believe my goal is to create an inclusive situation for women to come and actually experience the different places. One of the things that surprised me was the access that we have. Like, I had no idea that we had so much public land that was available to us to actually just go for a walk. I mean, you don't even have to be a hunter or a fisher person or whatever the case may be. You don't have to be interested in that to actually enjoy being out in the woods and just being away from people and away from the noise and having a moment to yourself to realize that I'm a part of this world too. I think that's one of the big things that I like about it. It's really not as hard as you think. It is not something that you don't always have to have a rugged vehicle. If you can just get to the place, most of them are walk-in anyway. So it's not like you need a 4x4 or anything like that. You can just get there and go for a walk. I would like the opportunity to just help people see it's easier. I think that the more they see places like this, the places that you have access to, the more you might want to take care of it. Like these places could be these places are endangered. So you need care. But unless you see it and have some kind of connection with it, it's just somebody else's problem. And it doesn't need to be. It's a lot easier than you think. I think that's the biggest part, that it's not hard. It's not really. My first backpacking trip down to the Ouachita Mountains with our dogs, that was probably one of the most memorable trips. We found this camp spot that people had taken and built furniture out of the rocks. So you had like this giant rock couch in front of this giant rock fireplace, and it was fantastic. And then we went, we found a little creek, and we followed this creek all the way down to where it kind of goes into like this canyon, and you're just looking up at like 20 feet of rock and listening to the water as you're sitting on the rocks at the bottom. And it was one of my favorite places, I think. I'm looking forward to going back there. I always felt like I was so clumsy. I always felt like I was so clumsy all the time. But as I've gotten out into the woods and I've pushed my body a little bit, pushed my physical limits, I feel a lot more confident. And one of my biggest achievements was crossing a log that was about, I'm not kidding, it was about that wide, not kidding, it was about that wide. But it was like 10 foot over this creek, and I had to like, husband goes flipping off across it, no big deal, just do, off he goes. And I'm looking at this thing going, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. There go the dogs. Everybody's on the other side. And he turns around and was like, okay, he's gonna look for me if I don't go. So I gotta go. So big breath, crossed it. And then I was like, did you see me? And he was like, it was like 4 foot wide.
It's 3 steps.
It's 3 steps. I know, but I got across it. It was exciting. I did it. I didn't fall. I'm dry. Everything is great. Because there have been times when I was not dry after playing on you hear a splash and I'm okay. Oh gosh. The people that go with me, they have a lot of questions. Are you sure you should be doing that? Can you do that? Sure I can. Give me a minute. I can make this worse.